When you're in the field, you no longer have your supervisor standing behind you. It's real. So if you can create an environment that is as close a replication of what goes on, then some of what you've learned in sim is going to stick.
In Springfield, they have this house that's sitting next to nowhere. You have to drive up to it.
But there are things in the house that are concerning. Little safety hazards that maybe your general population wouldn't think about. Things like plastic bags in the reach of a small child, or pill bottles that a child might be able to get to, dog feces on the floor. There are cockroaches, there are candles that provide smells that are not very pleasant. Once you get in the field, you are going to get called to a home that doesn't smell good, and you have to be able to find your poker face and stay. You can't just leave because it smells bad.
You see people looking at the prescription bottles or, the alcohol containers, and you can see it on their face, but they're not necessarily talking into it. They're getting visual cues, they're getting verbal cues, they're getting nonverbal cues. What is it that they see and that they hear that makes them think that something's going on?
And we know that our trainees come from statewide, and they are interacting in many different areas and urban as well as rural settings. When we were looking to expand to Chicago under the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, we took a different approach. We actually took space in our existing DCFS office where I had a learning and development center, and actually literally knocked down walls. And we were able to create 2 simulation apartments and a medical unit, as well as a courtroom, much like they have here in Springfield.
The difference there is the urban landscape is very much different from the rural. They come into Chicago, those investigators, and they're walking into an apartment building, much like many of the homes that they'll be visiting.
This gives the feel of more of an apartment, an urban setting for a lot of our staff in Cook County and the northern region of Chicago, in which those are the typical environments that they will be going in. Still using the same scenarios or same simulation content, and making sure that we keep the environments very true to what people are really seeing in all of the areas around the state.
I think it's needed in that area because Chicago is a tough city, and we have some tough families and some even tougher kids that need the help.
And I think the important thing is having folks who are local, who know what the field is experiencing day to day, as well as our multidisciplinary partners in that area that can help us to pick the right environment and help our staff to be prepared to go into any.